I'm definitely going to talk about AI, but indulge me for 20 seconds first. There's a Danish documentary called The Five Obstructions. A filmmaker is forced to remake the same short film 5 times, each time under a new and more absurd set of constraints. And every single version is better than the original. The core idea of this documentary is that constraint can inspire creative opportunity. And as I scrolled through the comments and responses to Albanese's AI speech last night, that was a principle that I actually wanted to share with people. So yesterday, Albanese announced the Office of AI sitting inside his own department. There'll be a national standards legislated early next year, and a line that actually got quite buried under a lot of the copyright headlines. Data center companies will have to supply their own power and, where it matters, their own water. So that's a response to a very specific Australian condition. We are sun-rich and water scarce. A national AI strategy that doesn't account for that isn't a strategy for Australia. And I've had a lot of chats and conversations about this, all in good faith, and I'm genuinely down to be challenged. I'm more than happy to be. But does having standards necessarily mean a disadvantage? Does it mean going slower? Could sometimes, yes, in the short term. But the alternative isn't fast. The alternative is backing into an infrastructure solution that isn't economically, environmentally, socially, or politically sustainable. So the whole race metaphor everyone reaches to is just so deeply cynical and unnecessary. There isn't a line for us to cross. There isn't, it's not a zero-sum adventure. There are solutions for us to imagine. And I believe that that's the algorithm giving everyone's brain a rage dynamic. And it's just so impractical. And I think most of us actually know that. Rushing without constraint means spending the next decade litigating the water table and the grid capacity. Standards done early aren't meant to be a tax on speed. They're the opportunity to build a strategic advantage. And I would really suggest that we look towards startups like Firmus Technologies, who are doing incredible stuff in this space, creating carbon neutral AI data centers in Australia and Asia. And here's the thing, nobody made them do this. These were self-imposed standards, sustainable AI practice years before the government office existed. And NVIDIA just led an investment round valuing them at over $15 billion. This is what innovation can look like. And the standards make us competitive. They're what stops us from having to remake the whole thing or ship in technology from overseas. And the ambition in yesterday's speech was real. Albanese never said we're going to be a frontier AI country, and he's right. Geography and population decide that for us already. But not frontier doesn't mean we're not competitive. We already punch stupidly above our weight per capita in this space. The opportunity was never to outbuild Silicon Valley. It's to prove that responsible, inclusive Australian AI can be a commercial strategy and not just a compliance cost. Do I think that the government will nail the execution? Ask me again in a year. But honestly, that's not the question for right now. There is time to get this right, and being cynical isn't the same as being rigorous, and unambitious was never a safe option here.